Welcome to our YouTube channel, Buddha Sutta. Here, we share insightful videos and descriptions, including the Kalama Sutta, top 10 tips to avoid failure in life. This is one of the most important Buddhist scriptures, not only for monks in the monastery but also for all of us. Discover the wisdom of the Kalama Sutta and learn how to apply these principles in your daily life. Don't forget to check out the tags and descriptions for a deeper understanding. Join us on this journey of enlightenment and practical wisdom. Thank you.
1. Don't rush to believe something just because it is a tradition. The practical logic of Buddhism. Cautioning against unverified beliefs. This teaching from the Kalama Sutta is a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, advocating for a thoughtful and discerning approach to belief. Unlike many other religious doctrines that emphasize faith and adherence to tradition, Buddhism encourages personal verification and critical thinking. Examining tradition. Traditions are integral to cultural and religious practices, passed down through generations and often accepted without question. While traditions can provide a sense of identity, continuity, and comfort, they can also perpetuate outdated or incorrect beliefs. The Buddhist approach urges individuals not to accept traditions blindly but to scrutinize and understand their validity. Logic and practicality in Buddhism. Buddhism is often described as a practical and logical path. The Buddha himself emphasized experiential knowledge over dogmatic adherence. He encouraged his followers to test his teachings against their own experiences and reason. This empirical approach ensures that beliefs are rooted in reality and personal understanding rather than mere tradition. Real-world application. 1. Critical thinking. The encouragement to question traditions fosters critical thinking. This habit of mind is invaluable in all areas of life, helping individuals to make informed decisions rather than following the crowd. For example, in scientific research, hypotheses are rigorously tested before being accepted as facts. Similarly, in daily life, questioning traditional practices can lead to more effective and beneficial ways of living. 2. Personal growth. By verifying beliefs through personal experience, individuals can achieve a deeper understanding and connection to their practices. This leads to genuine personal growth and enlightenment. In contrast, blindly following tradition can result in stagnation and the perpetuation of misconceptions. 3. Ethical living. The practical logic of Buddhism aligns closely with ethical living. By questioning traditions, one can identify and discard harmful practices, fostering a more compassionate and ethical society. For instance, certain traditional practices might be discriminatory or unjust. Through critical examination, individuals can work towards more equitable and humane practices. Caution in belief. The caution against unverified beliefs is particularly relevant in the modern world, where information is abundant but not always accurate. The principle of not rushing to believe something just because it is a tradition encourages skepticism and verification, which are crucial skills in navigating misinformation and propaganda. Tradition versus truth. While traditions can offer valuable lessons and cultural heritage, they should not be accepted unconditionally. The logic of Buddhism teaches that truth should be the ultimate guide. Traditions should be upheld only if they stand the test of personal verification and rational scrutiny. This principle ensures that beliefs and practices are not only true but also relevant and beneficial. Conclusion. In essence, the Buddhist teaching to not rush to believe something just because it is a tradition promotes a balanced and rational approach to belief. It encourages individuals to engage with their beliefs actively and thoughtfully, ensuring that their faith is grounded in personal experience and logical examination. By applying this principle, individuals can navigate the complexities of modern life with clarity and discernment, fostering a more enlightened and ethical world. 2. Don't rush to believe something just because it is part of tradition. Don't rush to believe something just because it is part of tradition. This profound teaching from the Kalama Sutta encapsulates the rational and empirical approach of Buddhism, urging individuals to critically evaluate beliefs rather than accepting them unquestioningly. This perspective is not just a philosophical stance but a practical guide for navigating the complexities of life with discernment and wisdom. Traditions, while offering a sense of continuity and identity, can sometimes perpetuate unverified or outdated beliefs. The Buddha's advice to question traditions emphasizes the importance of personal experience and logical reasoning in forming beliefs. This principle aligns closely with the scientific method, which relies on observation, experimentation, and evidence rather than mere acceptance. In the practical realm, this teaching encourages critical thinking, a skill that is invaluable in all aspects of life. For instance, when confronted with traditional health remedies, one should seek scientific validation before acceptance. This approach ensures that the remedies are not only safe but also effective, preventing harm that could arise from blind adherence to unverified practices. Moreover, questioning traditions fosters personal growth. When individuals verify beliefs through their own experiences, they gain a deeper understanding and a stronger connection to those beliefs. This process of verification transforms passive acceptance into active engagement, leading to a more profound and authentic spiritual journey. It also prevents the stagnation of thought, promoting continuous learning and adaptation in a rapidly changing world. Ethical living is another significant aspect influenced by this principle. By scrutinizing traditional practices, individuals can identify and discard those that are harmful or unjust. This critical evaluation aligns with the Buddhist emphasis on compassion and ethical conduct. For example, certain cultural traditions might involve discriminatory practices. Questioning these traditions can lead to more inclusive and humane alternatives, fostering a more equitable society. The modern world, with its vast and often overwhelming influx of information, further underscores the relevance of this teaching. In an age where misinformation and propaganda are rampant, the ability to critically evaluate and verify information is crucial. The Buddhist approach of not rushing to believe something just because it is part of tradition equips individuals with the tools to navigate this complex information landscape, making informed and rational decisions. While traditions can offer valuable lessons and cultural heritage, they should be upheld only if they withstand personal verification and rational scrutiny. This ensures that beliefs and practices are not only true but also relevant and beneficial. The emphasis on experiential knowledge over dogmatic adherence makes Buddhism a practical and dynamic spiritual path, adaptable to the evolving understanding and needs of individuals and society. In conclusion, the teaching to not rush to believe something just because it is part of tradition promotes a balanced and rational approach to belief. It encourages individuals to actively engage with their beliefs, ensuring that they are grounded in personal experience and logical examination. By applying this principle, individuals can cultivate a life of wisdom, clarity, and ethical integrity, contributing to a more enlightened and compassionate world. 3. Don't rush to believe something just because it is widely discussed or promoted. This insight from the Kalama Sutta highlights a core tenet of Buddhist philosophy: the importance of critical thinking and personal verification over societal influence or popular opinion. This teaching is particularly relevant in today's world, where information is not only abundant but also frequently manipulated and sensationalized. The logical and practical approach of Buddhism encourages individuals to question the validity of widely discussed or promoted ideas. Just because an idea is popular or heavily advertised does not necessarily mean it is true or beneficial. This principle aligns with the empirical nature of Buddhist practice, which prioritizes direct experience and evidence over hearsay or propaganda. In practical terms, this teaching cultivates skepticism, a valuable skill in the modern information age. For instance, when faced with a health trend or a new diet that is heavily promoted on social media, it is prudent to seek scientific evidence and personal experience before adopting it. This approach prevents individuals from falling prey to fads or misinformation that could be harmful or ineffective. Moreover, the emphasis on personal verification fosters deeper understanding and more meaningful engagement with beliefs. When individuals take the time to investigate and validate information for themselves, they develop a stronger, more authentic connection to their beliefs. This process transforms passive acceptance into active inquiry, leading to more informed and empowered decision-making. The Buddhist approach also highlights the ethical dimension of belief. By encouraging critical examination of widely promoted ideas, individuals can identify and challenge unethical or harmful narratives. For example, certain societal norms or commercial advertisements might promote unrealistic beauty standards or consumerism. By questioning these messages, individuals can resist harmful pressures and make choices that align with their values and well-being. In a broader context, this teaching helps individuals navigate the complexities of modern media. With the rise of digital platforms, information spreads quickly, often without thorough verification. The ability to critically assess and verify information before accepting it as true is crucial in avoiding the pitfalls of misinformation and propaganda. This discernment is essential for maintaining an informed and balanced perspective in an era of information overload. While the popularity of an idea or its promotion might suggest its credibility, it is essential to remember that truth and utility are not determined by consensus or advertisement. The Buddhist teaching of not rushing to believe something just because it is widely discussed or promoted emphasizes the need for personal verification and rational scrutiny. This principle ensures that beliefs are grounded in reality and personal experience rather than external influence. In conclusion, the advice to not rush to believe something just because it is widely discussed or promoted is a call for mindfulness and critical thinking. It encourages individuals to engage actively with information, seeking evidence and personal validation before forming beliefs. By applying this principle, individuals can protect themselves from misinformation, make more informed decisions, and cultivate a life of wisdom and ethical integrity. This approach not only enhances personal well-being but also contributes to a more discerning and enlightened society. 4. Don't rush to believe something just because it is recorded in books or scriptures. This teaching from the Kalama Sutta reflects the practical logic of Buddhism, urging individuals to apply critical thinking and personal verification, even to sacred texts. In a world where information is often taken at face value, this Buddhist principle is particularly relevant and valuable. The fallibility of texts. Books and scriptures, while valuable sources of knowledge and tradition, are products of human authors. They are subject to interpretation, error, and bias. Over time, translations and transcriptions can introduce inaccuracies. Therefore, accepting information solely because it is written down, even in revered texts, can be misleading. Buddhism, recognizing this, emphasizes the importance of personal experience and critical analysis. Encouraging personal verification. The Buddha's approach was uniquely empirical. He encouraged his followers not to accept his teachings blindly but to test them through their own experience. This approach is akin to the scientific method, where hypotheses are tested and validated through experimentation and observation. By applying this method to spiritual and philosophical beliefs, individuals can develop a more profound and authentic understanding. Practical applications. Critical thinking. This principle promotes a mindset of inquiry and skepticism. In practical terms, it encourages individuals to question the validity of information, regardless of its source. For example, when reading a historical account or a scientific theory, one should seek evidence and corroboration rather than accepting it uncritically. Personal growth. By verifying teachings through personal experience, individuals can develop a deeper and more meaningful connection to their beliefs. This approach fosters personal growth and enlightenment, as individuals move beyond rote acceptance to genuine understanding. Ethical living. Applying critical thinking to scriptures can lead to more ethical and compassionate living. Not all recorded traditions are just or beneficial. By critically examining these teachings, individuals can adopt practices that promote kindness and equity while discarding those that perpetuate harm or injustice. Relevance in the modern world. In today's information age, the principle of not rushing to believe something just because it is recorded in books is crucial. With the proliferation of information, misinformation, and disinformation, critical thinking is a necessary skill. This Buddhist teaching encourages individuals to be discerning consumers of information, validating claims through evidence and experience. Tradition versus truth. While books and scriptures can provide valuable insights and guidance, they should not be accepted unconditionally. The Buddhist emphasis on verification ensures that beliefs and practices are not only true but also relevant and beneficial. This approach helps prevent the perpetuation of outdated or harmful ideas, promoting a more enlightened and ethical society. Conclusion. The Buddhist teaching to not rush to believe something just because it is recorded in books or scriptures promotes a balanced and rational approach to belief. It encourages individuals to engage actively and thoughtfully with their beliefs, ensuring that their faith is grounded in personal experience and logical examination. By applying this principle, individuals can navigate the complexities of modern life with clarity and discernment, fostering a more enlightened and ethical world. This teaching not only safeguards against the blind acceptance of potentially flawed or biased information but also cultivates a deeper, more authentic understanding of the truths that guide our lives. 5. Don't rush to believe something just because it is based on metaphysical reasoning. This teaching from the Kalama Sutta exemplifies the practical and empirical nature of Buddhism, urging caution against accepting beliefs grounded solely in metaphysical speculation. Buddhism emphasizes a reality-based approach to understanding and encourages individuals to critically examine metaphysical claims. Metaphysical reasoning deals with abstract concepts that go beyond physical reality and empirical evidence. While metaphysical ideas can be intriguing and offer profound philosophical insights, they often lack tangible proof and can lead to misconceptions if accepted without scrutiny. Buddhism, with its pragmatic approach, encourages a balanced perspective that values direct experience and observable reality. The Buddha's teachings emphasize the importance of experiential knowledge over abstract theorizing. He advised his followers to test his teachings through their own experiences and logical reasoning. This approach ensures that beliefs are firmly rooted in reality and personal understanding rather than in speculative metaphysics. One practical application of this principle is seen in the practice of meditation. Rather than accepting theoretical explanations of the mind and consciousness, Buddhism encourages individuals to meditate and directly observe their own mental processes. Through this empirical approach, practitioners gain a deeper and more accurate understanding of their minds, leading to genuine personal growth and enlightenment. This pragmatic attitude also extends to ethical living. By grounding ethical principles in real-world consequences rather than metaphysical doctrines, Buddhism promotes a compassionate and practical approach to morality. For example, the principle of non-harming, ahimsa, is based on the observable effects of actions on oneself and others, fostering a more humane and ethical society. Encouraging skepticism towards metaphysical reasoning also aligns with modern scientific thinking. Science values hypotheses that can be tested and verified through empirical evidence. Similarly, Buddhism's emphasis on direct experience and logical examination helps individuals navigate the complexities of modern life with clarity and discernment. In the context of metaphysical claims, such as the existence of supernatural beings or realms, Buddhism advises a cautious and investigative attitude. Rather than accepting such claims at face value, individuals are encouraged to examine the evidence and consider their own experiences. This approach prevents the acceptance of unfounded beliefs that can lead to confusion and misguidance. Moreover, this principle of caution against metaphysical reasoning is particularly relevant in an age where misinformation and unfounded theories are widespread. By fostering a mindset that values empirical evidence and critical thinking, individuals can protect themselves from being misled by speculative or pseudoscientific claims. In conclusion, the Buddhist teaching to not rush to believe something based on metaphysical reasoning promotes a rational and reality-based approach to belief. By encouraging critical examination and personal verification, Buddhism ensures that beliefs are grounded in tangible experience and logical reasoning. This principle helps individuals develop a more accurate and practical understanding of the world, fostering wisdom and ethical living. Through this balanced approach, Buddhism offers a path to enlightenment that is both grounded in reality and deeply transformative. 6. Don't rush to believe something just because it aligns with your own views. This teaching from the Kalama Sutta highlights a crucial aspect of Buddhist philosophy: the need to guard against confirmation bias. This principle encourages individuals to approach beliefs with an open mind and a critical eye, rather than simply accepting ideas that fit comfortably within their existing worldview. Understanding confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the tendency to favor information that confirms our preconceptions, while disregarding or undervaluing information that challenges them. This cognitive bias can lead to distorted thinking and decision-making, as it creates an echo chamber where only agreeable ideas are entertained. By cautioning against this bias, Buddhism promotes a more balanced and truthful engagement with the world. Logic and practicality in Buddhism. Buddhism is rooted in a practical and experiential approach to understanding reality. The Buddha emphasized the importance of direct experience and personal verification over blind faith or adherence to preconceived notions. This approach helps individuals avoid the pitfalls of confirmation bias by encouraging them to seek truth through their own experiences and critical thinking. Real-world application. 1. Critical thinking. By discouraging the rush to believe in ideas that align with one's own views, Buddhism fosters critical thinking. This practice is essential in evaluating information objectively and making well-informed decisions. For instance, in the scientific method, hypotheses must be tested and peer-reviewed, irrespective of how well they align with the researcher's initial beliefs. This rigorous scrutiny ensures the validity of the findings. 2. Personal growth. Challenging one's own beliefs can lead to significant personal growth. When individuals confront ideas that contradict their views, they are forced to re-evaluate and refine their understanding. This process can lead to greater wisdom and a more nuanced perspective. In contrast, clinging to comforting beliefs can result in intellectual stagnation and a limited worldview. 3. Ethical living. The Buddhist approach aligns with ethical living by promoting honesty and integrity in one's beliefs. By not rushing to accept ideas simply because they are agreeable, individuals can ensure that their beliefs are genuinely aligned with truth and ethical principles. This commitment to truthfulness fosters a more honest and compassionate society. Caution in belief. In today's world, where information is easily accessible and often tailored to individual preferences, the principle of not rushing to believe something just because it aligns with one's views is particularly relevant. This caution helps individuals navigate the vast amounts of information available, discerning fact from opinion and truth from misinformation. Truth over convenience. While it may be tempting to accept information that fits neatly into our existing beliefs, the Buddhist teaching urges us to prioritize truth over convenience. This principle ensures that our understanding is comprehensive and grounded in reality, rather than shaped by personal biases. Conclusion. In essence, the Buddhist teaching to not rush to believe something just because it aligns with your own views promotes a balanced and rational approach to belief. It encourages individuals to engage with ideas critically and openly, ensuring that their beliefs are based on truth and not merely on comfort or convenience. By applying this principle, individuals can achieve greater intellectual honesty and personal growth, fostering a more enlightened and truthful society. 7. The practical logic of Buddhism. Avoiding hasty beliefs based on preconceived notions. Don't rush to believe something just because it fits your preconceived notions. This teaching from the Kalama Sutta is a profound aspect of Buddhist philosophy, emphasizing the importance of examining our beliefs critically, especially those that align too conveniently with what we already think. Buddhism advocates for a rational and experiential approach to understanding the world, urging individuals to look beyond superficial or flimsy evidence. Preconceived notions and their pitfalls. Preconceived notions are beliefs or opinions formed beforehand, often without adequate evidence. These notions can stem from personal biases, cultural conditioning, or limited experiences. When new information aligns with these preconceived notions, there is a tendency to accept it readily without critical examination. This can lead to a reinforcement of biases and a closed-minded approach to learning and growth. Buddhism's rational approach. Buddhism encourages a logical and experiential approach to beliefs. The Buddha taught that true understanding comes from personal experience and reasoned investigation rather than blind acceptance. This method helps individuals see beyond their biases and preconceived notions, leading to a more accurate and profound understanding of reality. Real-world application. Critical examination. The principle of not rushing to believe something just because it fits preconceived notions promotes critical thinking. It encourages individuals to question and investigate beliefs thoroughly, regardless of how appealing or convenient they may seem. This approach is essential in areas such as science, where hypotheses must be tested and verified before being accepted as facts. Personal growth. By challenging preconceived notions, individuals can expand their understanding and knowledge. This process leads to personal growth and enlightenment, as it encourages an open-minded and inquisitive approach to life. Instead of being trapped in a limited worldview, individuals can explore new perspectives and insights. Avoiding superficial judgments. Buddhism's emphasis on careful examination helps avoid superficial judgments based on flimsy evidence. In daily life, this means not jumping to conclusions based on incomplete or biased information. It fosters a more thoughtful and deliberate approach to decision-making and belief formation. The danger of confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, and remember information in a way that confirms one's pre-existing beliefs. This bias can lead to a distorted view of reality and hinder genuine understanding. Buddhism's rational approach to beliefs counters this by encouraging a thorough examination of all evidence, not just that which supports one's preconceived notions. Tradition versus truth. While traditions and preconceived notions can provide a sense of familiarity and comfort, they should not be accepted unconditionally. The Buddhist approach teaches that truth should be the ultimate guide. Beliefs should be scrutinized and verified through personal experience and rational investigation. This principle ensures that beliefs are not only accurate but also meaningful and beneficial. Conclusion. In essence, the Buddhist teaching to not rush to believe something just because it fits preconceived notions promotes a balanced and rational approach to belief. It encourages individuals to engage with their beliefs actively and thoughtfully, ensuring that their understanding is grounded in personal experience and logical examination. By applying this principle, individuals can navigate the complexities of modern life with clarity and discernment, fostering a more enlightened and open-minded world. 8. Don't rush to believe something if it is based on superficial evidence. This principle from the Kalama Sutta highlights the importance of critical thinking and careful examination in forming beliefs. Buddhism encourages a deeper inquiry beyond the surface, fostering a mindset that challenges preconceived notions and biases. The perils of superficial evidence. Superficial evidence refers to information or observations that are immediately apparent but lack depth and thorough investigation. Accepting such evidence can lead to misconceptions and reinforce existing biases. This tendency to believe in things that align with our preconceptions is known as confirmation bias, and it can significantly distort our understanding of reality. Buddhism's emphasis on deep inquiry. Buddhism promotes a thoughtful and analytical approach to understanding. The Buddha himself urged his followers to question and test his teachings, advocating for experiential verification over blind faith. This method ensures that beliefs are not only based on solid evidence but are also free from personal biases and superficial observations. Real-world applications. 1. Critical thinking. By avoiding the rush to believe based on superficial evidence, individuals develop critical thinking skills. This approach is essential in evaluating information accurately, especially in today's world where data can be easily manipulated. For example, in scientific research, conclusions are drawn from comprehensive studies rather than superficial observations. Similarly, in daily life, taking the time to delve deeper into issues can lead to more informed and rational decisions. 2. Overcoming bias. Challenging superficial evidence helps in overcoming personal biases. Everyone has preconceived notions shaped by their experiences and culture. By questioning these biases and seeking deeper evidence, one can develop a more balanced and objective perspective. This practice is crucial in fostering understanding and reducing prejudice in society. 3. Ethical decision-making. The logical approach of Buddhism aligns with ethical decision-making. Decisions based on thorough investigation rather than superficial evidence tend to be more just and fair. For instance, in a legal context, a fair judgment relies on comprehensive evidence rather than initial impressions. This principle ensures that actions and decisions are rooted in truth and justice. Encouraging deeper investigation. The principle of not rushing to believe something based on superficial evidence encourages a mindset of curiosity and thoroughness. It pushes individuals to look beyond the obvious and question the underlying factors. This habit of deep inquiry is beneficial not only in personal growth but also in building a more informed and enlightened community. The impact of confirmation bias. Confirmation bias can lead to the reinforcement of incorrect beliefs and prevent individuals from seeing the truth. By adhering to the Buddhist principle of deeper investigation, one can mitigate the effects of confirmation bias. This practice involves actively seeking out evidence that challenges one's preconceptions and being open to changing one's beliefs based on new, substantial evidence. Conclusion. The Buddhist teaching of avoiding beliefs based on superficial evidence emphasizes the importance of a thorough and unbiased approach to understanding. It encourages individuals to move beyond their preconceptions and engage in deeper inquiry, ensuring that their beliefs are well-founded and free from bias. By applying this principle, individuals can cultivate a more accurate and enlightened view of the world, leading to wiser decisions and a more compassionate society. 9. Don't rush to believe something just because it is supported by power and authority. This principle from the Kalama Sutta underscores the importance of independent thinking and personal verification, key aspects of Buddhist philosophy. In a world where power and authority often dictate belief systems, Buddhism's emphasis on critical examination serves as a guide to navigate such influences thoughtfully. The logic behind this teaching is rooted in the understanding that authority figures, despite their power, are not infallible. History is replete with examples where those in power have propagated falsehoods, sometimes intentionally, to maintain control or promote specific agendas. By urging caution, Buddhism encourages individuals to look beyond the veneer of authority and seek truth through personal experience and reason. One practical aspect of this teaching is the promotion of intellectual independence. When individuals blindly accept beliefs endorsed by powerful entities, they surrender their critical faculties. This can lead to the perpetuation of misinformation and hinder personal growth. Buddhism, therefore, advocates for a more active engagement with beliefs, where individuals are not passive recipients of information but active participants in their quest for truth. Moreover, this principle aligns with the broader Buddhist emphasis on mindfulness and awareness. By encouraging skepticism towards beliefs supported by power, Buddhism cultivates a mindset that is vigilant and discerning. This mindfulness is crucial not only in spiritual practice but also in everyday life. For instance, in the face of political or social authority, a mindful approach would question policies and decisions, seeking evidence and reasoning rather than accepting them at face value. In real-world scenarios, this teaching is particularly relevant in the age of information overload. With the rise of digital media, where influencers and authoritative figures have vast platforms, it is easy for individuals to accept information without scrutiny. Buddhism's caution against rushing to believe highlights the need for critical thinking skills, enabling people to discern fact from opinion, and truth from propaganda. This approach also helps in overcoming personal biases. Often, individuals are inclined to accept information that aligns with their pre-existing beliefs, a phenomenon known as confirmation bias. By advocating for independent verification, Buddhism challenges individuals to step outside their comfort zones and examine their beliefs critically. This can lead to more balanced and informed perspectives, reducing the polarization often seen in today's discourse. Furthermore, this principle fosters ethical decision-making. When beliefs are scrutinized rather than accepted based on authority, individuals are more likely to make decisions that are just and compassionate. This aligns with the core Buddhist values of compassion and ethical conduct, promoting a society that values truth and integrity over power and dominance. In conclusion, the Buddhist teaching to not rush to believe something just because it is supported by power and authority promotes a culture of critical examination and intellectual independence. It encourages individuals to seek truth through personal experience and reason, fostering a more mindful, ethical, and informed approach to beliefs. By applying this principle, individuals can navigate the complexities of modern life with greater clarity and discernment, contributing to a more enlightened and compassionate society. 10. Don't rush to believe something just because it is preached by missionaries or gurus. This principle from the Kalama Sutta epitomizes the practical and logical approach of Buddhism, emphasizing the importance of personal verification over blind faith. Unlike many traditions that expect unquestioning acceptance of teachings from religious leaders, Buddhism advocates for a more discerning and critical approach. At the heart of this teaching is the recognition that even well-intentioned missionaries or revered gurus can be fallible. Their teachings, while potentially insightful, should not be accepted without scrutiny. This caution aligns with the broader Buddhist philosophy that prioritizes personal experience and rational analysis over dogma. One of the core elements of Buddhism is its emphasis on direct experience. The Buddha himself encouraged his followers not to accept his teachings solely on his authority. Instead, he advised them to test his words against their own experiences and logical reasoning. This empirical approach ensures that beliefs are rooted in personal understanding and practical applicability. In real-world terms, this teaching encourages critical thinking. In contemporary society, where information is abundant and often conflicting, the ability to critically evaluate what one hears is invaluable. For instance, in the field of medicine, patients are increasingly encouraged to seek second opinions and research treatments rather than blindly following a single doctor's advice. This same principle applies to spiritual teachings. One should seek to understand and verify rather than accept without question. Additionally, this approach fosters personal growth and deeper understanding. When individuals take the time to investigate and verify teachings, they develop a more profound connection to their beliefs. This process of exploration and verification leads to genuine insight and personal transformation. Blind acceptance, on the other hand, can lead to superficial understanding and missed opportunities for deeper enlightenment. Moreover, the caution against unverified belief aligns with ethical living. Blindly following the teachings of missionaries or gurus can sometimes lead to the perpetuation of harmful practices or ideologies. By critically examining these teachings, individuals can identify and discard those that do not align with ethical principles or that cause harm. This discernment helps in building a more just and compassionate society. In the modern context, this teaching is particularly relevant. With the proliferation of self-proclaimed spiritual leaders and the vast amount of information available online, individuals are constantly bombarded with new teachings and ideologies. The Buddhist principle of not rushing to believe without verification provides a valuable framework for navigating this information landscape. It encourages skepticism and due diligence, which are essential for distinguishing between valuable insights and misleading information. The logic of Buddhism teaches that truth and understanding should be the ultimate goals. Teachings from missionaries and gurus should be considered starting points for exploration rather than definitive truths. This approach ensures that one's beliefs are not only true but also personally meaningful and relevant. In conclusion, the Buddhist teaching to not rush to believe something just because it is preached by missionaries or gurus promotes a balanced and rational approach to belief. It encourages individuals to engage actively and thoughtfully with spiritual teachings, ensuring that their beliefs are grounded in personal experience and logical examination. By applying this principle, individuals can cultivate a deeper understanding, foster personal growth, and contribute to a more ethical and enlightened world. This pragmatic approach is a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, highlighting its relevance and applicability in today's complex and information-rich society.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel, Buddha Sutta. If you agree or disagree with any of these top 10 tips for avoiding failure and suffering, please leave a comment. Thank you, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to support the Buddha Sutta channel. Thank you.